Hey, good morning, Lifecoast Church. Pastor Mike here, and I'm out here on the 100-acre property on Route 1, and I wanted to check back in with you. It's been 1 week since our Vision dinner night last Tuesday night, and which was attended just tremendously by the body. Over 140 people were there, and the most we've ever had at the Life Center. And so I want to thank all of you guys who came out, and that's the night where we really just expressed the possibilities that God has before us on this land and what He wants to do through our vision and in this community. And thank you for those who came out again, and thank you for the questions. Thank you for the support and showing your hearts that night. And if you remember, I asked you that night to be pressing in to the Lord over this last week and the weeks to come, and really carve out specific time each day to press in and pray and see how God would speak to you, not just about our vision, but especially about this land, and if this is where the vision is supposed to come to fruition for us as a church. So it's been a week, and I wanted to check back in, see how things are going, see how God has been speaking to you and what you've been hearing from Him, and I'm going to give you a chance to email back and respond in that way. A couple things, in case you weren't there. We expressed the possibilities of this being the land in which we could live out our vision and our dream as a church, and we expressed putting the Family Center over here behind me, right here on the lake. And the Family Center, of course, would be that place not just where we meet as a church, but we open it up to a community where we have ministry centers there, we have missional businesses going on in there, daycares going on in there, after school technology programs and computer programs and after school care, fitness center, and those kind of things right behind me. And we talked about that, talked about what the building might look like, but we also talked about what this land and all the opportunities that this land provides. 99 acres where we could do so many great things for kids camps and youth camps and youth activities out here. We talked about possibly building other buildings and facilities here. So many cool things on this land that we could do. We also talked about an offer that we have on the table from a dear couple in the Lord who have been really just have a vision for an equestrian ranch and would love to maybe lease out 10 of our acres and use it in that way, in which we could even as a church use it for kids camps and things like that, and so many ways you can minister through the equestrian ministry. And so there's a great opportunity being presented to us as a church, and we know with great opportunity comes great commitment from God's people. And so we've been looking now for about 2 years for land, and just to let you know, what we're trying to do requires anywhere from 12 to 15 acres, and for 2 years we've been looking for land that has about that kind of acreage, and everything we found is starting in the $600,000 range. And then this comes along as a great opportunity, 99 acres, and if you weren't there Tuesday, I'll let you know that the starting asking price was about $1.2 million, and we're at a point now where we're ready to offer $700,000, the same price we were looking at 12-acre lots and 15-acre lots for 99 acres, and we believe they would take that offer. And how would we get that done? As we expressed Tuesday, is we'd have to come up with a deposit, and they would do some creative financing for us over the next few years until we get the building plans done and all that, and we would lump that all into some sort of investment or loan to make sure we get the building done. But for right up front, of course, it would take great commitment for us to come up with that deposit, and we will talk about what funds are needed in the coming weeks so that you're well informed on that. I just know the vision God has given Lifecoast Church to love this community in a deeper relationship with Jesus Christ. And I believe that God is just giving us a great opportunity here. But we want to make sure we're one and united as a body. You know, in the Old Testament, when Moses brought the Israelites out of Egypt and they came up to the Promised Land, he sent out those spies to look out the land and get a consensus on what they were thinking. Moses could have easily went into that Promised Land by himself, and Joshua and Caleb, and just set up some tents, and that would have been the land for them. But God wanted the body, God wanted the family to be united wherever they were. And I'm not saying this is necessarily the Promised Land of the Old Testament, But the truth is still the same, that God wants us to be united as a body and make sure that we're moving forward as one and not split, not separated. And so this isn't where Pastor Mike's running off to make an offer, Pastor Mike's running off to buy property. I'm led to be your pastor to make sure we stay one and united. And so I'm encouraging you to keep praying, keep pressing in, and hear from God on this matter. So a couple things I need you to do right now. If you've been hearing from God in your prayer time, go ahead and reply to this email and just let me know what it is you're hearing. And if you still have questions from Tuesday night, or if you didn't make Tuesday night and you have some concerns, you have some questions, or even if you have some ideas, some ways you think you might be able to connect it into this land and how you can minister here, and you might be getting excited about it, go ahead and click reply and let me know what's on your heart. What I'm going to do is going to take that to Greg and the Lifecoast Family Center board, and we're going to pray over those responses, pray over those replies. We're going to make sure to get some answers if you have some lingering questions and you need to have some more answers before you're ready to move forward, because as we go over the next couple weeks, I want God to unify us and make sure we're thinking in one mind and one spirit. So go ahead and respond now if you got something on your heart, you got a question. But if you need a few more days, that's good too. I'm challenging you to press in and pray and see what God's telling you and see what other questions you might have and respond by the end of the week, because by the end of the week we want to be pulling together those responses and those answers for you, and we want to be finding out what God is doing in the body of Lifecoast Church. Could this be the promised land of our vision, where we get to do ministry to this community in an effective way for Jesus Christ? Thank you guys so much for all you're doing at Lifecoast Church, for making this just the best church I've ever been involved in. I can't wait to see what God's going to do. God bless you.